Hey everyone, Matt from Total MTG here, and welcome to this deck tech and gameplay video. So today I'm going to put you through a guide of Jeskai Control, because we're going to turn that big $500 deck into a budget playable version. You know, we're losing some great cards, but there's also some, there's a lot of money in that Jeskai Control deck. It's roughly around, the average deck is around $500. You got Teferis in there, obviously the tier 1 deck. 3 of them is like a massive $160. And not forgetting the land base, whereas where we save quite a bit of money as well, because those lands like Sacred Foundry and everything like that, you know, they're coming in at all around $170. But obviously worth it because, you know, we're going to be playing cards like Meandering River, Izzet Guildgate and Boros Guildgate, which can slow us down, but this is a budget version, and obviously not everyone's got the $170 for that and $160 for Teferi, and some of the other cards, you know, there's sideboard cards like Lyra that's $20, Search for Ascanta that's like near $20. There's some very expensive cards in this deck. I was looking at a lot of the obviously tier 1 decks, and they basically run nearly 43 rares and mythics, but you know, a combined amount of 43, which when all of us are like playing Arena, you know how hard it is to grind those to get those mythics and obviously rares. So to get 43 in one deck, wow, that's a lot. I've put in a few rares in here and a mythics because obviously, you know, this is a budget deck, but we do need some to actually make the deck viable. So without further ado, let's start looking at the deck and what I've got in there. We've got Revitalise in there as a 2 of. Love this card, gains 3 life, and when you're playing free to play on Arena especially, Revitalise is very good. Gets you to draw a card, gains you 3 life. Against those aggro decks, this can be very, very strong and can sometimes save you in a game. Seal Away, early removal, in there as a 3 of. Ends the battlefield, exile target tapped land. Tapped land? Tapped creature. Well, if it did tap land, that'd be absolutely amazing. It'd be in everyone's deck. But tapped creature, this can come in there. Early removal is what we want. Flash, get it in there. Get rid of something that's going to be doing us a lot of damage. Blink of an Eye is in there as well. Can obviously target a creature if you want, but it's good if you're doing it on Planeswalkers when they're, you know, being really annoying. You can't deal with them. We're not running black, so we haven't got like Vraska's Contempt or anything like that. But we can blink it if it was going to go near its ultimate and basically make them start again. It's all about biding time with Jeskai Control, and that is what this card is good for. Go on to the counter spells now. We've got Essence Scatter in there as a 3 of. We've basically upped some of the counter spells that the original deck will play. They do run Ionize, which you probably could put in a budget deck. It comes in at around $3 each, and they do run 4 of them. So if you want to put them in there, go for it. But we've got 3 Essence Scatters. We've got a couple of Negates as well, counter target non-creature spell. And if you move further down, we've got a 4 of Sinister Sabotage. But it also has Surveil 1, so we can look at the top card and basically put it in the graveyard if it's not what we want. So we got removal, more removal like we had Seal Away. We got Lava Coil, 4 damage to target creature. If it would die, you get to exile it. Very, very good. Justice Strike, this can get rid of all the Drakes because their toughness is always a lot less than their power. And Drakes are everywhere on Arena for sure. Target creature deals damage to itself. For 2 instant speed mana, this is such a good removal. Gets rid of Gouter, gets rid of so many good creatures. Still leave champion. Really good Justice Strike, and it's in there as a 2 of. So one of the rares that I have kept in there is Deafening Clarion. This is just so good. Can sweep up those early red decks, the white decks, even some of the green decks. You know, as long as that you can get like the Llanowar Elves, their Merchant, Brandwalkers and stuff like that. This is a really good early sweeper for us. Now, occasionally you might be able to use the lifelink on your Drake, but it's not really used for that. Deafening Clarion is used to do the 3 damage and just wipe away those early creatures and basically keep us in the game. Ixalan's Bind is another one there. Exile target non-land permanent, and then they can't play them again, which is really good about this. You know, Conclave can go in as well, but we're never going to be using Convoke, so Ixalan's Binding is probably a better choice for me because it has that extra ability. Get this on a Teferi. Oh, that's just absolutely amazing. Card drawing, Chemist's Insight there. It's got Jumpstart so we can play it again by discarding a card. Loving this card. Absolutely loving Chemist's Insight. Crackling Drake is in there as a 3 of. I'm going down in CMC order here. Crackling Drake, 0/4. Power is equal to the number of instant and sorcery cards we own in exile or in our graveyard. And we, you know, our whole deck is instant and sorceries, basically. When this enters the battlefield, you get to draw a card. The toughness of 4, which means we can play a Deafening Clarion if we want. You know, it does wipe the field, but it won't kill a Crackling Drake, which is really good for us. And if we want to give it a bit of lifelink, you know, just one attack with this when it's an 8/4, 9/4 and gaining that huge amount of life as well, it's definitely worth doing, even if it's just for this one creature. It can be a life changer. We also have 2 of Ral Izzet Viceroy, comes in with 5 loyalty. The main deck will have Teferi. Sometimes it does run this in the sideboard though, but this is one of our win cons along with the Drake. This comes in with 5 loyalty. We need to get to that emblem, protect it, get the counter spells ready, clearing the battlefield as well. Get that emblem, you cast Instant Sorcerer, 4 damage to any target. It's absolutely amazing. You can then draw 2 cards as well. So the +1 is look at the top 2 cards of your library, put one of them in your hand and the other in your graveyard. So will help us siphon through our deck. The -3 potentially will kill a creature. We get to kill, you know, it could kill a Lyra, something like that you might see later in the gameplay. Ral Izzet Viceroy is certainly a sweet planeswalker. And I certainly underrated it a little bit when it was first spoiled, but now I'm definitely growing some love for Izzet. Syncopate is our last counterspell there. Just a little 2 over this. Counter target spell unless they pay X. It's another counterspell for us. Like I say, if you want to add Ionizers into this, please do it. You know, why not? Ionizer's a great card, counterspell, and then does 2 damage as well. And it's just probably will cost you an extra $12 if you want to put this in there. All the numbers and everything for the deck will be below, so you can copy and paste the deck if you want. We'll have a quick look at the land base. Like I said, we're going to be saving ourselves $170 odd, whatever it was, because we're playing Meandering River, Izzet Guildgate, and Boros Guildgate. Now, occasionally these will obviously slow you down because they come in tapped. But when you're playing budget and you're starting off and you haven't got, you know, you want to build a very cheap deck and still play a, you know, a pretty strong deck, these are the cards that you can use and eventually bring in your Glacial Fortresses, your Sacred Foundries and stuff like that, your Steam Vents, and then, you know, you can swap them over. But if you're starting out as new or on Arena and you haven't got the 43 wildcards to make this deck as the full power it can be, this deck as a budget version can certainly compete, as you'll see in the gameplay now. So here we go, opening hand here. We've got a Guildgate and Mountain. We've got some early spells here though. We've got Essence Scatter, Negate that we can play. No white mana though. But it's not a terrible hand. Not a terrible hand. Would you mulligan? Would you not? I decided to go off with the Guildgate and pass it to our opponent, who is MTG Rec 14. So didn't draw the land that I wanted there, but we drew Ral Izzet Viceroy, which is nice because, you know, that's one of our win cons. And hopefully with the lands we've got, we're just going to pull into the lands. An early Essence Scatter here for the Danto Vanguard. Playing like a red-white aggro-y sort of deck here. Still didn't draw another land. Oh, it could be spell danger. It could spell danger. Opponent comes down with another Danto. But we've got Seal Away here, we've got Lava Coil, and we draw a Meandering River that comes in tapped, because it's not one of those great untapped lands like Glacial Fortress or anything like that. Although that wouldn't come in untapped because there's no island or mountain, island or plains there. So it would have had the same effect. Right, in with the plains now. Opponent was just the Danto, live total 17, but not doing too bad. We've got some nice cards in there. One more land would help us out. Opponent's having no trouble drawing land. There is a big, bad Lyra. Flying, first strike, lifelink, 5/5/4/5. That's a tongue twister to say. We've got Seal Away for this. We can put that in there because we can Ixalan's Binding Lyra. That's the one we want to Ixalan's because we don't want any more Lyras coming down. We get our 5th land. Ixalan's Binding comes down, takes Lyra, puts it into exile. And we've still got a couple of negates there. Lava Coil, Ral is there in hand ready. Opponent's still got 4 cards in hand though. So plenty of spells they could play. In comes the Phoenix. But luckily for us, we've got a Lava Coil in hand, so there'll be no recursion with this. The Phoenix is exiled. Very hard to deal with Phoenixes when they die, come back. But Lava Coil is a great card for getting rid of Phoenixes. Opponent plays a Plains. So I could play, obviously, Ral Izzet here. We played a land there, so I'm a bit worried that, you know, we could Ral and then maybe find a land with a +1. But we won't be able to play it. I'd like to potentially have protection with it because, you know, I'm assuming our opponent will be playing Ixalan's Binding. Possibly Conclave as well. I hold back on the Ral Izzet because, you know, I do want to protect it with what's in our hand. There's nothing in our hand that's going to win a game at the moment. Opponent plays History of Benalia, but we've got Negate for that, so there'll be no knights coming down. Opponent's still got 2 cards in hand. There is a Sinister. So we've drawn Clarion, we've drawn Sinister Sabotage. So I'm going to take a chance that in the next 2 cards that there is a land. And there is a Plains. So it means we've got protection now. We've got a Negate ready. So unless they go Ixalons, it's safe. Opponent plays land and plays nothing. So Rao is safe. We now have counter spells in hand. Syncopate, Negate, and Sinister Sabotage. Go and get ourselves an island. And we can just pass the turn now and eventually, hopefully, wait till we get Rao up to the emblem. No, we're not having that. History Benalia. We are a bit of a blue deck, so, you know, we say nope. That's what the t-shirt says. +1 again. See what we draw. Get a nice little Crackling Drake there. So it gives us some creature. We got some creatures there to help protect Raoul as well now. Play Crackling Drake. Comes in as a 6/4. We draw a card as well. And we've still got the mana for a counter spell or 2. Lovely. 6/4. Raoul's up to the emblem his next turn. Can our opponent deal with it? No is the answer. Here comes the mighty emblem of Izzet Viceroy. Wow. There's the emblem. We can attack him with a Crackling Drake, put our opponent down to 14. And then we just want to be doing damage. 4 damage every time we cast a spell. Instant or sorcery. Come on. Aurelia. Oh, I think you're going to be countered, Aurelia. 4 damage to opponent puts them to 10. Draw 2 cards. The emblem is epic. And that is game 1. The emblem, of course, was enough and takes the victory. Second game. Opening hand there looks pretty cool. 3 tapped lands though. So we're playing St. Speedy here. We're playing red. Obviously I didn't know that before the game, but it's a bit dodgy when you got those tapped lands. But we do have Seal Away. We've got Essence Scatter as well. But it was a definite keepable hand there because we got 3 lands that tap for different colours. We have to keep those sort of lands. Hands. Comes in, no turn 2 play for us, unfortunately. Would have been nice to have Essence Scatter up or something to deal with Steamkin straight away. Opponent attacks in with the Steamkin. And Wizard's Lightning does a bit of damage as well. We're already down to 15 already. Comes in the Guildgate. Could have done with drawing another land there. Definitely going to seal away this because obviously you can get those counters and then they can remove counters to add mana. Although, you know, 3 mountains there. And a 4th. They're not really worrying about the lands. Oh, it's a Frenzy. Frenzy, such a good card. If anyone's got any idea for Frenzy decks other than just mono red, let me know. Put them in the comments, please. I want to build around this card, but I've not really got round to it. But maybe if someone puts a little deck in, you know, with a deck list of a Frenzy deck in the chat, if I can build it on Arena, perhaps I'll be able to play your deck next. So make sure you comment below. I would love to see it. Something different other than mono red. Essence Scatter is in there. Stop that. But 4 cards in hand. See, this is what's so good about Frenzy is that, you know, you obviously red normally depletes their hand. So you've got to decide whether you let them play from the top. They've got a lot of open mana there. You let them keep, you know, spiraling these cards off, or you kill it, and then the red deck's got 5, 6 cards in their hand. It's so hard to deal with this. Sabotage, we have to stop it. We have to stop that 2 damage. Comes down. We get a Saval as a Mirandian River that we have to take because we need the land. But this is the problem that I'm saying that you will occasionally come by if you draw all your guild gates and your rivers and stuff like that. You will come with this problem very occasionally. But as you can see from game 1, you know, the deck does perform well. But sometimes you just don't draw any land, which is the problem that we had really here. You know, opponents with 6 mana, you know, 6 mountains over there, and we're the control deck. And they're probably running a lot less lands than us. Lava Coil comes in, 4 damage, exiles that. We need to, you know, try and preserve our life total, so killing that creature was a must. They've still got 2 power on board. Potentially Lava Runner could be pumped. There's another kin, little runaway kin. Oh, they're just drawing loads of land, which when they got the Frenzy out is, oh, it's bad news for us. Bad news bound. So much power on the board. We can see where this game is going. going, gone very soon. Lots of power on board. Nothing in our hand. A Clarion would have been nice, but on 3 life anyway, it wouldn't save us. There's no way of saving us against, you know, we're just dead now. Thought about quitting, then thought, better of it. I thought, no, I can't just quit. I will play out this game. Opponent deserves to win. I don't like it when people just quit early against me. I like, you know, these are free-to-play 1 games. I like people letting to play out their decks. And there is the lightning strike. They don't need the kin. We are dead. So yeah, bit land screwed there, bit problem. But on to the next game. So we got double white there. Yeah, that's an automatic mulligan. Boros Guildgate Mountain. We got Lava Coil. We got Seal Away as early plays. Chemistry Insight gets shuffled because we really need a land. We need that blue land. Hopefully we won't get stuck on lands again this turn. We've got a nice basic there which helps us out for a turn 2 play. Now this game, I remember my opponent, you know, was playing very slow, my opponent here. Took a bit of editing this game because there was literally 2 minutes between each turn sometimes. 2 minutes! They got to do something about that. It went out of timeouts and everything. Oh, it was just taking so long. Free-to-play, speedy 1 game has got to be in there. The action, come on. At least he wasn't playing red, because if he was playing slow play of red, I'd be going, what are you doing? There, see, this turn we get the basics. We do run plenty of basics in this deck, so, you know, occasionally, like in the last game, we got a bit screwed. Yeah, but we were playing a very strong mono red deck. Which occasionally red decks will do that to you. Opponent plays another Plains. Comes down with another Knight of Grace, another one to deal with. Clarion is a good draw against this like white weenie deck. Does, you know, will mop up quite a lot of creatures. We've got Syncopate, Seal Away in hand. 2 Seal Aways to deal with anything, which is really good. Opponent doesn't play anything. I'm not going to Seal Away just yet. Because they got 4 mana. And 4 mana, you know, opens up a lot of creatures. Not Lyra. But could be saying, you know, History Benalia, something like that. Or it's actually a Chalet, which is very awkward to deal with. It makes everything hexproof and stops stuff. So we will definitely Syncopate that. And as you can just watch me struggle to actually pay for my Syncopate. As I always do. Mechanics have not, you know, I've not quite grasped them yet. Even though I've played a billion games. Drawing the land is definitely good for us. We flip the turn over. Opponent plays a Void, so they get to scry 1, which I'm seeing in quite a few mono decks at the moment. Don't know if you're seeing the same or if it's just me, but yeah, it seems quite nice. Get to scry. Helps like mono white go through cards as well, which is, you know, it's pretty sweet, I suppose. Seal Away can come in, take away the Knight of Grace. We draw a Justice Strike, which is not the land that I want at all. Opponent plays an Orazca. Very good. One little thing I will say that I forgot to say in the guide at the start was, you know, if you want to add a Field of Ruin in this, probably worth it, because Orazca definitely does some work in this game. And, you know, it's probably cheap enough now. I remember they went up to about $4 or $5, but I don't think they're as high as that now, but they do seem modern play, so I might be completely wrong, but yeah, Field of Ruin, even as a one-of, maybe 2 if you want, because it will help you actually get the plain, you know, the basics. It's probably a good idea, actually. Yeah, let's put a couple of Field of Ruins in there if it stretches the budget. I don't think it stretches the budget too much. So Bindy's going to come in and take away the Seal Away, which is a bit annoying because we've got 1 in hand. But it could be on something a lot worse, but we've got to expect Binding from a mono white deck. Pass over to our turn. We draw a Drake, but we're going to Clarion now because it's value. 3 damage to all. Gets rid of those 2 creatures. Leave our opponent with 2 cards in hand. But they do have an Orazca to draw cards. So we've got Crackling Drake. We really need to draw another land. We can deal with Lyra though. We don't have to worry about Lyra because we got a Justice Strike. It is instant speed. Not quite sure why I used it in my own turn there, but hey, sometimes I get overexcited and overzealous in my games. I like that our opponent's down to 1 card in hand. We can play a Drake here. Put that down. Draw a card. It's down as a 4/4, which is nice. And luckily for me, we drew a land, which means we can keep a Negate up ready in case our opponent tries to kill it or do something with it. So that was a bit of lucky draw there to draw that. But hey, you know, sometimes you need a bit of luck in Magic. Everyone knows that. So you can see the Orazka's drawing them cards, so when they can't play anything, they can still draw potentially 2 cards, one at end of turn, and then draw another card. Binding comes in, which I mean, I was lucky drawing that Plains, and I could save it. You know, the Negate saved me. So I was very lucky there that I drew the Plains. In comes Lyra. So we will play our Island. We've got Deafening Clarion here. That's a 5/4. Can play Is It Viceroy. Come in here, look at the top cards.
Always nice to get out of the lab.
Got 5 in there. Perfect amount. Perfect amount to kill Lyra. So Lyra bites the dust. That means our Crackling Drake can start eating into that 26 life totals. Down to 21. Our life totals sound at the moment. We're down to 17. We're not worried. Opponent can keep playing Plains. We don't mind that. In comes a Loxodon. No counters. And now you're soon to see my punt in the game. So I get to +1. Look at the cards. Take the Sinister Sabotage, obviously. So what I'm doing here is completely forgetting that Ixalan's Bind's on the field with Seal Away. So obviously I'm attacking here. I could have, you know, the Crackling Drake could have died. And then I could have saved Rao. It's actually, you know, it was a punt because I wasn't looking at this. I was thinking I've got Seal Away ready. So it was a punt in that way. But this is it's a race that I can win by protecting Crackling Drake. Banished Marshal comes down, but obviously we're going to be blue and say, nope. We're not having no pumping up going on. We're not having none of that. Yes. So Crackling Drake will get bigger. We'll keep the counter spell there because we just basically want to stop what we're going on. You know, there's nothing coming in. We can play the Clarion and potentially gain a bit of life. And like I said, don't worry about doing this on your 1 creature because this will go into the graveyard. Put that to 7. And obviously gain 7 life is a big swing. We'll be attacking our opponent, putting them down to 9. We've got a counter spell in hand. All is pretty rosy for us at the moment. So that little misplay has actually turned out alright for us. Orazka draws them another card. But they've got to deal with a Drake and we've got a counter spell ready and 1 dead card in hand. Opponent draws another Plains. Obviously attacks in. Puts us to 20 back to our starting life total. 2 counter spells now. Pretty much GG with that in our hand. Because opponent is basically top drawing. Opponent down to 2. They can Orazka to draw another card if they like, which I'm obviously expecting they will. Field of Ruins, you will be coming into the deck to deal with cards like that because it's value. And, you know, we want to stop our opponents getting that value. This is a definite counter spell because it's a flyer. And it does say give them the extra turn. So the Sinister Sabotage will counter that spell. Which gives us a free run through to attack our opponent and win the game. Opponent still tries to draw, but we've still got another counter spell left as well that we can tap. Good game from the opponent. The Drake wins the game. GG's to the budget Jeskai Control. So that was the gameplay and deck guide for Budget Jeskai Control. I really hope you enjoyed it. Any ideas for the deck? Just let me know. You know, any decks that you're playing and you might want to see on the channel, put them in there as well. I did mention I'd like some Frenzy Brews. Sorry, I can't speak today at all. Frenzy Brews. So please leave them in. Links to them all very much appreciated. And I'll see what I can do if I've got the cards on Arena. If not, I can maybe make it on MTGO because I am luckily sponsored by Mana Traders. So I can put any deck together on there as well. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. Really do appreciate you clicking the link. If you are new to us, hit that subscribe button. And as always, hit the like buttons because it really does help. And commenting and, you know, liking everyone's comments pushes the channel forward. We need all the help we can from YouTube at the moment. We really do need it. So hit that notification bell as well. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, again. I will see you on the next video.